20 million,
We
20
hope to
billion.
we're mobilizing $20 billion to support Indonesia's efforts to reduce emissions and expand renewable energy, and support workers in the most affected by the transition away from coal.
That's right. The president pledging another $150 million for green initiatives in Africa as well. West Virginia Coal Association. Chris Hamilton joins me now. Chris, good morning to you. You know, this is on the heels of the president saying that he's going to end the coal industry in the United States. Now he's taking his crusade overseas with this $20 billion initiative, joint initiative with other countries. When you hear the president say these kinds of things, what goes through your mind?
Well, we're real surprised. It's mind-boggling at this point why he'd want to impose his flawed energy policies internationally. Makes no sense to us whatsoever, nor does it make sense to put Americans out of work as he is doing across the homeland here by shutting down coal plant and putting industrial workers out of work.
Yeah, 22% of our nation's electricity is generated by coal. So if you take coal offline, the way the president is suggesting, what does that look like? What happens to the country?
Well, he knows what it looks like. He's getting warning after warning by energy experts, by NERC, by FERC, that we are at dangerous levels of baseload coal-fired generation today, which means that our electric grid and the reliable delivery of household and industrial electricity really becomes at risk. I mean, this is dangerous. We potentially stress the grid to the point that we do have brownouts, blackouts, particularly in severe and prolonged cold winter months that we're looking at ahead. Yeah. We have a very short supply of coal on the ground and available because of the closure of these plants today.
Yeah, and you know
Stop it real quick. How many people are surprised by this? Because Biden, he said it multiple times that they want to end fossil fuels. They want to end the usage of coal, right? Even natural gas. They want to eliminate anything that comes from the earth, right? They want to eliminate all of it. But right now, the country depends on coal, natural gas, right? We depend on this, fossil fuels. This is what makes the country turn, but they want to bring it to a screeching halt, all before their stinking Green Deal. All for that.
Do you think people ridiculous. Are just ignorant to the fact that we're not ready to just transition away from coal?
Do I think they're just ignorant to the fact?
Yeah, because you and I have that conversation all the time. That, people don't see and hear the things that you and I hear and see because they're not looking for it.
And the thing is, we research this stuff all the time. We're looking at it. Where the information
and Biden's
comes
not
in.
Sounding any alarms. The Democrats are not sounding any alarms.
You have to remember, there was a climate change activist that was yelling at him not too long ago, just right before the election, and was screaming about him with the fossil fuels. And he said there's no more new drilling. No new drilling. So them doing this, tearing down our country, is by design. It's no secret that they're wanting to do this. And again, and I'm going to make this statement again. Biden doesn't work for the American people. He could care less about us. He's working for the elitists, the WEF. He's working for the United Nations. Whatever it is that they're wanting, that's what he's doing. But for the rest of us, we're just SOL. Listen.
It's really interesting when it
Hey, did you know silver prices are down right now because investors are selling their holdings because of a turn down in demand? Once fear subsides though, you can see a surge in demand for silver as consumers come back. This is a perfect time to get your silver IRA started. And this month, you'll get an incredible 3-ounce silver American virtual coin with a qualified IRA of $20,000 or higher. You can't go wrong with Noble Gold. Call the team right now at 877-646-5347 and tell them Will sent you, or go to noblegoldinvestments.com.
Comes to coal is that President Biden just met with Chinese President Xi Jinping. I mean, you think about what the president has done to limit our fossil fuels in the country, which makes us weaker, more dependent on other nations. China has put more new coal plants in operation last year than the rest of the world combined. So what are we doing here?
Hey, China continues to build out its coal fleet. It recognizes the value of baseload generation that only coal provides. Our intermittent energy sources do not provide baseload generation, nor does any other base fuel source. It's only base fuel, baseload electricity provided by coal-fired manufacturing processes or facilities across America. China has, in some degree of construction, as many coal plants as what we have throughout the entire United States. And the president continues to point to West Virginia as being a big emitter of carbon and having a fleet of coal-fired plants. China has 55 more coal plants and coal-fired generation than what we have here in the state of West Virginia.
And you know, the president, what he wants to do is he wants to transition to wind and solar. The issue with that is that the wind stops blowing, the sun goes down. There is a finite amount of energy that you can get from those two sources. So the president has set a climate goal of 2030. Does that make you nervous? Whether it's President Biden or somebody else within the Democratic Party or has some sort of energy agenda, they're not going to change their mind when it comes to coal. So what do you think your future looks like?
Hey, it almost appears today that only the president and some of some of his inner circle are the only ones that believe that this is a realistic time frame and could be done by 2030.
Yeah, they're the only ones that have it in their mind that we need to just stop it. And they want to. And then you know what? Another thing, they believe in American people hurting to get what they want. They see no issues with it. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in and watching this. Please do me a favor, like, follow, and subscribe no matter how you are watching this. If you want to see the full episode that you have just watched, there's 4 segments basically. But if you want to watch the full episode, go to frankspeech.com and search for Will Johnson, or just look at Lindell TV 2 at 7 p.m. Central, Monday through Friday. You'll see more content there. You'll see stuff there that you can't see on these other socialist media platforms. I get deep dive into the stuff that's happening into our world. So if you want to check it out, the full segment, because it's really good, especially right now with everything that's going on, what they don't want you to know or want you to talk about, check it out, frankspeech.com, and look at Lindell TV 2, 7 p.m. Central, Monday through Friday. Thank you. God bless.